She's worked as a corrections officer and a juvenile detention caseworker, and at one point, she was homeless. But she persevered with help from family and friends, and now she holds multiple degrees, including a master's in mental health counseling and a PhD. Back in 1995, she decided to follow her heart and give back to the community. She founded Second Chance, Last Opportunity in Sarasota, and since then, Dr. April Glasco has helped hundreds, if not thousands, of people along the way get on their feet and rebuild their lives. And she's with me today. April, welcome to Suncoast, people.
Thank you so much.
You know, you've got a most remarkable story, and we're going to talk about Second Chance Last Opportunity, or SCLO, a little bit later, but your backstory that led up to the founding of this organization is really, really remarkable. I mentioned in the introduction that you were a corrections officer. Now, I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to see you in a uniform and, you know, dealing with those people who are incarcerated. What was that like?
It was so different, but I needed it at the moment because I was in a domestic violence relationship.
Yeah.
I was married at a young age, and I thought I knew what I knew about being in this relationship with my high school sweetheart. Now, it turned it into another story.
Yeah.
And I had to find a way to get out of it. So one morning, I looked and seen in the paper online a training, self-defense. And I said, well, I'm gonna turn it around. And I signed up for it. I went to class, and I graduated. I was the student that had the low score, but I graduated. But I learned skills. I learned how to defend myself. And I still use those skills today.
Do you find that those kinds of skills also translate into self-confidence?
Self-confidence, self-esteem. I was able to empower myself. I was a unstoppable woman.
Well, you still are.
I am.
You still are.
It kept me going to let me know who I was and what I was becoming.
Yeah.
But I still didn't know. I didn't identify myself because I was in a survival mode to get out of that situation.
Yeah. And along the way, you have 4 daughters?
I have 4 daughters and 5 years of being homeless. And I walked right back into another domestic violence. It was worse than the first one. And this time, 19 years, he was a stranger, didn't even know who he was. His name had changed, his date of birth. It was like a Lifetime movie.
Wow.
Didn't know who he was.
And at one point, you were living in your car.
Yep, that's that 5 years.
Yeah. My God. And where did going on to college or going back to school to get your master's and then your PhD, how did that?
When I married in the second marriage.
In your second marriage.
Yeah, I drug him along for me to get my those degrees to help me to show my daughters that living this lifestyle wasn't it. So each of my daughters now are either in college or graduated from a degree. I have one that's a registered nurse, and I have one that's a psychologist, and I have my other 2, they're in college now, business management and a social worker.
You must be very proud of them.
I am proud of them. Yeah.
Your story is truly one of perseverance.
Yes.
Where do you find that inner strength?
Finding who I was. I didn't know who I was, and I wrote a pledge for the ladies during the time of teaching empowerment classes, and that's when I really found out that I was who I was becoming, and it was I am that I am because this is how I see myself, I see myself as the woman that I thought I couldn't be. I am that I am. I'm strong, I'm brilliant, and I'm powerful. I will no longer see myself the way people will want me to be. I am that I am. And today, that's about 10, 11 years ago, I wrote that. And I was looking outside of the window at Second Chance office, and I had 15 ladies in the office. And then I said, wait, something's coming, something's coming. Just listen, get a pen and a piece of paper and start writing it down. And they said, okay, Miss April, we getting this, we getting this. So I just looked outside and said, I am that I am. I said, wait, hold on just a moment, I got some more coming. I said, okay, this is getting good. This is how I see myself. And I see myself as I thought I couldn't be. And then just waiting, looking outside, and I am that I am. I'm strong. I'm brilliant. I'm powerful. You are. And I said, you will no longer see yourself the way people will want you to be because of the lifestyle or the way you live at or how they see you. You don't have to be that person. You be what you want to become. Are you becoming? And that's exactly what I said to them. And then it hit me to realize the more I said it, the more I was becoming. And it wasn't about them, but it was them. They needed that just as much as I needed it. To realize that I was becoming this woman that I thought I couldn't be, and I was more than a conqueror than what people thought I couldn't be. That was good, wasn't it?
Wow.
So yeah.
That is powerful.
That was very, very powerful.
And this is something that you use. I mean, it's poetry.
This is what I use, yeah.
It's a pledge, but it's also poetry.
Yeah.
And you share this with the women who you
right.
who you deal with.
That comes in domestic violence. These ladies that come to my office with a black eye, with a busted lip, low self-esteem, tears rolling down their face, and I have it written on my wall, on it like a chalkboard, and it has that pledge. And when they read it, you see the tears. The more they read it, the more they become, and you see the tears rolling down their face. And they never thought that they could become that strong, brilliant, and powerful person. They always was told that they were nothing, they wouldn't amount to anything, you're weak, you're sorry. And that's repeatedly over and over again. You hear that, you become that. So when you repeat you're strong, brilliant, powerful, then you are. And no one can't stop you. It's up to you how you want to be, how you want your journey to be, and how you see yourself.
Would you say that's like a single most important message? Because you do a lot of classes, and in the second half of our interview, we're going to talk more about Second Chance and about some of the programs you offer. But is that pledge, is that the centerpiece of what you teach? That's
the centerpiece of what I teach, is the life management empowerment class. And it's really, really needed. I needed it for my daughters. I needed it for those that came and was feeling less than. I needed it for anyone if I ran into a person at a grocery store or wherever I go, a restaurant. I give them my business card with the same pledge on there. You're more than that. Don't never think less of yourself. And for years I thought that what my husband said I was, because I felt he loved me. And a person that loves you do not belittle you to make you feel less than, because where you are and you did not become what you needed to become, you don't belittle a person that you say you love. And I had to find love within me. You can't love a person so much that you forget how to love yourself. And I was loving more than I was giving the love to myself.
Well, you've certainly taught a message of self-love to so many people. And it's something that you discovered yourself.
Yeah.
And some time ago. Tell me about, was it tell me about that period when things really shifted for you.
Wow. Wow. So many things have shifted for me during this journey of starting Second Chance Last Opportunity, but what really shifted is when I started Second Chance Last Opportunity, SCLO. I didn't know what I was walking into when I started this nonprofit organization. Didn't know it had to be nonprofit. All I wanted to do was help someone not go through what I went through. And the first time I opened the doors of starting this nonprofit organization, a man walked in and he was homeless. And he walked in the building and there was nothing, no furniture, no desk, no nothing in there, no computer, nothing. He leaned against the wall and he slid down. He just looked around and he said, "This is going to work." And he walked back out. And I ran out to say, "Thank you." And when I ran out, it was like, okay, where's this man at? Like,
he just disappeared.
He just disappeared. Just like, wow. Like, but I did not know what I was getting myself into. All I knew that I wanted to help someone get a second chance like I did.
What keeps you going?
Something new every day that I didn't know about myself, that I learned that I can do without someone telling me that you can't. That's what keeps me going. So it's a challenge for me. Can you do this? Let's see. Let's go see.
Show me an example of something maybe that it has come up like, oh, I don't know, but sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, okay. I'm an author of 2 books, Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. So one of my books is the 5-star bestseller. And I'm just like, okay.
You never saw yourself as an author?
No.
Where did that come from?
There were so many people that wanted to know more about Second Chance in the classes. And they would come with a hidden agenda and they wanted to find out, how she do this, how she do that. Okay. So I said, okay, I need to write a book. Now go buy the book so we can support a Second Chance Last Opportunity to keep going.
And what's the title of the book?
Divine Purpose of Inspiration. And it's quotes is a unique way of reading this book, because in the beginning of a paragraph, it tells you, as a reader, it shares with you of like my voice. Like, I don't have a voice. How do I get my voice back if I lost it? And at the last end of the paragraph, it says, having a voice is so important. Sometimes your voice is more valuable than just, remaining silent. And sometimes it's powerful when you don't say a word at all. So it's a choice. You have options. So it's teaching you how to have those options, how to handle rejections, how to discipline yourself and not be so anxious to go after something that has hurt you so bad that you just lose it. You don't have to lose anything. You don't have to lose yourself because someone tried to hurt you or belittle you. It's not you, it's them, because you're moving into a different direction and they want to continue belittling you to make you feel like you don't deserve that. And there's so many people that's like that. They hate to see you move forward in life when they're still stuck in theirs.
You talk about self-empowerment, self-love, and how you really did the old pulling yourself up by the bootstraps.
Bootstrap, you're right.
But we need cheerleaders too, don't you think?
Right.
Who are your cheerleaders?
My daughters, because I get to watch them grow up. from where we came from. I get excited just to see their accomplishments.
Well, they must be so proud of you.
Yeah, we do a lot of celebration together. We celebrate together. Then I exercise a lot. I walk. I love to walk. I love to exercise. I love keeping myself healthy.
You've also got a really good team of people.
I do.
At Second Chance Last Opportunity.
I do. Yeah, I sure do.
Did you find them or did they find you?
Together we found each other.
Fair enough. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about Second Chance Last Opportunity, and we'll share some information so that if you choose to get involved, you can. And we'll also talk more about Dr. April Glasco's books and perhaps what's in the future. We'll be right back. This program is made possible through your support. Please subscribe, follow, and like on these platforms. You can also support us by going to patreon.com/SuncoastPeople. Thank you. And we're back with Dr. April Glasco from Second Chance Last Opportunity in Sarasota. And I have to ask you right off the top, where did the name Second Chance, I mean, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Where did that come from?
Well, all the abuse and the struggles I went through in this relationship, I ended up getting sick, and I had different times I had warning signs that I was sick and didn't want to take care of it. But I ended up passing out in front of my parents' home and rushed straight to the emergency room, straight to surgery. And right then and there, I got a second chance at life. So I don't take what I do for granted. Everything that I do, speak, go, it's so meaningful to me that I get to see, I get to receive this second chance, and I get to enjoy it to the utmost, the full effect of it, because then I didn't know if I was going to live or not.
Where does the last opportunity?
My father dreamed that I had a nonprofit organization in the community, and it was called Last Opportunity. So I put it together, Second Chance, Last Opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah, very powerful.
It is, it is. Do you really think that this is the last opportunity for some people?
No, it's the decisions that they make and they put themselves in to realize that you do have an opportunity. Don't make it your last. Don't take it for risk. Don't take it for granted. Because just like I should have went to the doctor when I took it for granted, and that could have been my last opportunity.
Yeah. But certainly you also offer a first opportunity for some folks, don't you?
All the time. They have a choice. They receive it or they walk away from it.
How you started Second Chance Last Opportunity is quite a story in itself, because you had a small business that you were running. You had, what kind of a business?
It was a convenience store, and I gave everything away. We had Pampers, we had, it's like a grocery store.
Right.
And I never drank before in my life, so I had license to sell beer, had license to sell cigarettes, never did that before in my life. But I just wanted to start something, do something, because I had the 4 daughters, and I couldn't afford to go on a job and then take off to take care of them. So I had to find a way, have a plan to make sure my daughters were taken care of. Mm-hmm. And I gave everything away, and because I seen that when they come get the, I call it the 8-ball or whatever, the alcohol, when it's traffic, they walk across the street, and I see myself just seeing them get hit by a car because of their not controlling what they do. And I was not bringing anything that was positive into the community. And the community was already in a stage of violence and little kids and teen moms, a lot of teen moms, and so much was going on that I didn't see no one helping the people in the community.
And this was in Newtown.
This was in Newtown, and I went to different organizations, and I did a survey. I went and did all my work, research, to see what was needed in that area, because I'm originally from New Jersey. I came from New Jersey as a gospel artist. I traveled around. My father started a group, and I was 11 years old, and from 9 to 11, I was part of the group and sung on programs with gospel artists. That's all I did. And so I'm a gospel artist. Are you looking surprised?
As well as a former corrections officer, as well as a PhD, as well as a founder of a nonprofit, as well as a small business person, as well as...
author?
Goodness.
Yeah. That's where I started. Came from New Jersey.
What haven't you done?
I love taking a chance, as they call it, a risk of enjoying life. We're all here for a purpose, to enjoy what you can do. If it don't work, oh well, if you tried it. So, I just keep on moving. But helping the people in the community, you have to have skills in order to reach people. Mm-hmm. And you have to have a variety of skills, because everyone comes different. Mm-hmm. So if someone comes to you and they need help, and they might be a singer, oh, I join in, let's sing. I'm reaching them through singing. Mm-hmm. If someone has a skill of where they experience maybe cooking, okay, and how can I reach that person that has fell down, couldn't get back up, and didn't know who to reach? I might be the person that can reach them, because I love to cook. Mm. And I said, what can we do together? So finding the skills and learning the experiences of these individuals of what they once had, to bring them back to just letting go and not feeling that they're the problem, or they would never get out of the situation. And just like pull them up, and then say, hey, let's try this, let's try that. You have to have a variety of something to offer when someone that you're trying to reach can't come up. Mm. That makes sense?
It makes perfect sense, which brings me to the services that Second Chance Last Opportunity offers. You do everything from sewing classes to
art
empowerment, art classes. Mm-hmm. Tell me about sort of a cross-section of some of the things, because a lot of organizations, people will come to, and I visited SCLO, and you've got like a food pantry and other tangible things that folks can walk out of there with. But the intangible things, tell me about those.
Well, in the beginning, before the pandemic, we had life skills at our main center, which is on Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right there in Newtown.
In Newtown. And we would get 15 to 25 young ladies just pour in there, and we just have an open discussion, and they just come out feeling so empowered. And that one office did so much of the outreach for out of the box program for youth. And then we had the incentives with food, Pampers, anything that people donated, we gave as an incentive for participating in any of the programs.
Oh.
We had a reading program back there where we took a group of adults to New York, to the Twin Towers, and let them get around, because they never left Sarasota. So we did a charter bus. We all did a fundraiser. We took the reading group to New York.
What an adventure.
Yeah. And then at that time, they had asked me to sing in New Jersey. So we went over there, cut over there, went to New Jersey, had to sing on the program. We came back to Florida.
Goodness.
So yeah. So it's an outlet for these individuals. So the programs that we offer is giving them a second chance at life to know that there's more for them to do than just
more out there.
A lot more. It's a lot more. And everything I did back then is what I do, but expanded. The reading program, we do the reading. We have the empowerment class. We did it in that one office. We had the food. We had all this, but now we have 3 offices now. So one is on Lime Avenue, and we have job training. We have the Reading is Fun program. We give out free Pampers, and my main office is over there on Lime Avenue. And as you know, the Emergency Food Center is the clothing, personal hygiene, and the food every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then Collect and Drive, across the street from the neighborhood Walmart, is the empowerment class for women and girls. And we have so much fun there, and that's every Thursday.
And they walk away from it with what? What do they walk away with?
Wisdom. They walk away being empowered. They walk away seeing a different of themselves. They walk away of knowing that someone cares, and it's a confidential setting, and then they know that there's more to come.
Can you share a success story? Is there someone who's walked through your doors who just you look back at and go, wow,
yes.
What a remarkable person.
Let me see, there's so many of them, but this one comes to mind, is a young lady, and I'm going to call her a different name, Carol, and she just got out of prison. And she was, she went to a church to ask for help, and they said, we can't help you, but I know somebody that can. So they brought her to me, and she just looked at me, and she looked at them, it's like, you're gonna bring me here to her? and you're the church is supposed to help. And then I started observing and paying attention, and I said, what seemed to be the problem? How can I help you? And she looked at me crazy. It's like, you can't help me. I said, who said that? So today, she ended up graduating from the program, because we have a graduation after the 6 weeks of the program. And she's a homeowner, and she owned her own car, and she'd been on her job for 10 years.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch?
I keep in touch. They all have to keep in contact with me.
That's part of the deal.
Yeah, to volunteer time. They give back.
Oh.
You have to give back. And we have to monitor. We monitor every 6 months, and we call all our clients, say, how you doing? Do you need help? You know, what's going on in your life? It's so important, because that's when I needed help. So I needed someone to call me. Just brighten up my day. How are you doing? How can I help you?
Well.
If just hearing someone on the other receiver to say that I care, that means a whole lot to a lot of people.
Sure. It means a lot.
It means a lot.
Because going back earlier, we talked about cheerleaders. Who are your cheerleaders?
Yeah.
And sometimes you could be a cheerleader for somebody, and all it takes is 10 seconds.
That's it.
But you're cheering them on.
I'm cheering them on. Tell them you can do it. We see them in the grocery stores. Everything's confidential, so when I pass by, I say, hey, how you doing? You look good. Yeah.
I want to go touch on the books that you wrote again, and the titles, because you have 2 books out.
Yes.
And tell me the titles of those books again.
Divine Purpose of Inspiration.
Yep.
And You Only Know My Name, Not My Story.
Fantastic. And they're available
Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
And Barnes & Noble.
Mm-hmm. And then the Divine Purpose of Inspiration is the bestseller.
Yeah.
It's the 5-star. And I'm in the process of writing my 3rd book. Yeah.
Can you give us a little sneak peek as to what it's about?
Setting goals.
Oh, That's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. You have to set goals.
You got to have that carrot out there.
Right.
You've got to have that thing to work for. I'm personally a believer in visualization.
Right.
That you. I hate to use the word manifest.
Right.
But you make things happen.
You do.
For yourself.
You do.
And
You
yes, there are other people, and there
Right.
may be divine inspiration, but at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing,
That's it.
and it's you.
You have to find you and not depend on others. I use Humpty Dumpty for one of my empowerment classes for the ladies, and I asked them how many times Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, and some say one, some say several times, some say I don't know, but it was until he decided that he needed to help himself. Because there's many pieces of our stories that we don't know how to put back together again. But we had to learn how to, it's a process, find a way not to allow those things that once was to control what's going on today.
What is the single greatest need that Second Chance Last Opportunity has right now? What's your greatest need?
The greatest need is ongoing support of funding, Pampers, assorted sizes, non-perishable food, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and personal hygiene items. Very simple.
What is the website?
Second Chance Last Opportunity, you spell it out, .org.
Second Chance Last Opportunity .org.
Right.
And you're going to see it right here at the bottom of the screen as we say it. And that's where people can go to learn more.
They can go to learn more, and they can also, follow me on social media,
Yeah.
or call 941-360-8660.
941
360
360
8660.
8660, and again, it's right down here at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Dr. Glasco,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
my new best friend.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you come back because we've got a
Yes.
lot of things to talk about.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for watching and for supporting. If you have an idea for a program, you can, or any comments, info@suncoastpeople.com. If you'd like to support us through Patreon, you can do that at patreon.com/suncoastpeople. In the meantime, I'm Robert Tidd. Thanks for watching.